My name is Lanny Wilson. I'm in my last year of my undergraduate degree. And I started my degree in fine arts school. And for reasons not yet fully realized, I ended up at the University of Alberta Augustana campus in Camrose, Alberta. Though my major has changed to global development studies, art has remained a consistent theme in my life. My time at university has taught me the very valuable skills of critical thought and reflection. As my undergraduate degree comes to a close, I have been asking myself some very important questions. Namely, what is art? Why has it remained so important to me? Is it important to others? And if it is important to others, then does it have the power to transform individuals and encourage social change?
I mean, we tend to sort of relegate it to one little area, right? When I hear the word art, I think, oh, we're talking about paintings and music and maybe some drawing. That's sort of art with colors. But again, there's the art of conversation, there's the art of love-making, there's the art of reflecting.
My mom is someone who probably would never consider herself to be an artist. So I decided to ask her what she thought art was.
It could be a feeling that you get when you look at art. You can feel happy, sad, creative, in awe. It's art is vast.
Greg, can you tell me about your creation?
This is my design that I made. It was inspired by my trip to Alberta. It's an oil rig.
An oil rig.
And here's the flame shooting over the top of it. See? Right there.
Art is an expression of oneself.
And it can help you express parts of yourself that you might have difficulty expressing otherwise.
Art to me is perspective. Every artist has an individual perspective. Art is the means of making that perspective manifest.
Based on some of the opinions that I have gathered and from my own perspective, when I use the word art, I imply a broad arena of creativity and expression of many forms. Verbal, written, visual, performed. I argue that art is both product and process. It helps people to express their individuality. It can be the form that a story takes, a tool for people to name their reality, and in doing so can challenge the dominant narratives of society. Often when people think of art and what is generally legitimized as art is accessible only to a few privileged. The dominant narrative told by society is that creativity is a natural gift and a skill that cannot be learned or developed. This restricted definition detaches most people from the conscious or intentional process of creating from a very young age, I think. So, why is it important to challenge these assumptions? So I think art is not something that can be so easily defined or measured, and it's also a way that everyone can express themselves in their own way and not be confined to this structure. Everyone sees the world in a different way. And I think art allows people to be able to express themselves in their own way. In order to answer some of the questions that I've posed, I didn't ask the experts. Instead, I asked my friends and my family and people who have influenced me.
Every now and then, she gets to thinking, sorrow is her friend. own happiness.
Art is important to me. I think because it's a reflection of everyone's individuality. It's the freedom to have your own thoughts or your own creations, to be jotted down or to be expressed in some way.
Roses and roses and
Yeah, I wish I could speak. I wish I could create something.
roses and roses and roses and roses. I say roses and roses and roses and roses and wow.
Nice.
My friend Mark Ross became a quadriplegic after an accident 10 years ago. He is an artist and his art has many forms, so I asked him why he thought art was important.
So art is important to me because it's always been a form of self-expression. And to me, that's one of the great gifts that we have as human beings, is to be creative and to let what's inside of us flow outwards. So I've always been into drawing. Before I had my injury, I was a graffiti artist, and I really liked playing with words and designing words in a cool way. And now, since I'm disabled, I still love to draw and paint especially. And so I'm able to do just blending different colors together and really enjoy that. And I find over the years it's developed, and as I've studied a lot of psychology, I find that oftentimes it can be really therapeutic.
I like art because I find it comparable to poetry in that it expresses human emotion or some core human feeling that our language, as in English language, French language, whatever human language, is incapable of expressing.